What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Hugh with Prolific Breed. I hope you guys are all doing well today. We're standing in front of the Red Sea Reefer 350 again. I wanted to give you guys some updates with the AI Nero 5 that I put in the tank about 2 weeks ago, and the sick anemones that we picked up, and the tank in general. If you guys have been following along the last couple of videos, I posted about this AI Nero 5 that I picked up. I bought it from a subscriber. I was thinking about buying it, and he reached out and sold it to me at a good price. And ever since adding it into the tank, my cyanobacteria issue has been solved. I had cyanobacteria all over the glass floor right here because I did not have enough flow. That causes the detritus and all of the gunk to kind of sit in one place, and with the stagnant water, it causes the bacteria to kind of bloom on you. Now with the AI Nero 5 in, I have it set to on for 2 seconds and off for 1 second, and it's just pulsing through. You can see all of the anemones kind of wavering in the background right here. All of my healthy anemones seem to be very happy. You guys take a look. They're bubbling up and they're like really flexing to absorb light or the water flow with the AI Nero 5 pushing water through now. Like these guys right here, they're all bubbling up as well. These guys bubbling. And in the back right here, he's also bubbling up. Now all of my healthy anemones, they're bubbling up and they're coloring up perfectly fine. But since adding in that Nero 5, I noticed all of the sick guys, they're all on the move. So in the mornings when I wake up, I come down and check on the tank before I set off to work or whatever I'm doing. I do a quick check to see if any of the anemones moved underneath the rock work right here. So if I'm standing back and looking at the tank, it looks like my tank and the rock work is levitating at least ½ an inch off of the glass. I don't know if you guys can see that. I shot a video about how I aquascaped my entire tank and how I lifted up the rock work. What it is it's sitting on top of some undergravel filters to kind of levitate it at least ½ an inch or an inch. That allows for water flow to flow underneath the rocks. That was my idea, to have flow underneath the rocks so none of the detritus would get stuck in back or in corners or anything like that, and we would have the wave makers kind of push the detritus out to the front where I can kind of siphon it out with the water changes and things like that. Now the con to having my rocks levitated like this is that at times some of the anemones at night, they would be on the move and they would crawl all the way underneath the rock and kind of attach itself underneath the undergravel filter. Now through research, there are many people that say that you should leave it alone and then it'll find its way back to the top when it's ready and things like that. But I feel like when that happens, you should, or I should, retrieve the anemone and put them in a better place, because my huge green anemone, if you guys watch my older videos, he was like 8 inches across, like so. He crawled under this rock work right here and stayed there for about a week or a week and a half until he came to the side right here, and by then I grabbed him and he was like so deteriorated or so shrunken down that there was no way that he would recover. So yeah, that's my personal experience is that if they're upside down or just hiding somewhere, just grab them out and put them into a better location, and hopefully they stay. So getting back to the topic, I noticed that after I put in the AI Nero 5, a lot of the sick guys, they're moving all about. The healthy guys, they're all in place. Some of the sick ones, like the guys in between right here, you can see the duller ones, they're staying in place perfectly fine. But in the mornings, I would find some of them close to getting underneath here. Sorry, my lovebirds are like getting crazy. Sorry, the lovebirds were going crazy. You guys were right. Some of you guys commented that once they get comfortable, they're gonna drive me crazy with their noise. But hopefully we can work through this without them like chiming up again. They're right next to me. But once I see sick or any anemone getting near to the bottom right here, I try to move them up top to get them into a better place, and hopefully they stay in place and not move again. I just want to avoid getting one stuck down there because it's a pain in the butt. If I really want to get to it, I have to like rearrange things and get down there and grab it, things like that. But when I put in this AI Nero 5, it was fine for a couple of days, but then after that, all of the sick guys, they started like moving all over the place, and they're getting close to the bottom right here, and I don't want to deal with that. So every time I spot them moving and their feet all puffed up, I grab them up, and I've been putting them in these what I call anemone bowls. I picked these up on Amazon. If you guys want them, I'll leave a link in the description. I got 2 orders in, so I think I got like 8 in there right now. I only paid like $12 or $14 for 4. So, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 9 because someone gave me one, and then I went and bought the other 2 sets. But word of caution out there with these anemone bowls. Someone on Instagram is using my videos and photos to kind of sell these bowls as coral tamers, and he's selling them at absorbent prices. He's selling them at like $14.99 for one, and he's saying that buy one get one free. But you can get 4 of these for the same price on Amazon, so don't be fooled, guys. If you guys are looking for these, I'll leave a link in the description. I think they're called air bowls or something like that. People use these outside of aquariums. I believe they just attach them to windows and then put little plants in them to grow and things like that. But I've been using them for anemones and keeping them in place so I can feed them. Now, these guys, I picked all 4 of these guys up today and put them in their bowls. They're all ranging in sizes, some of them small, and like this one right here is huge. But it's interesting to see how the anemones are doing. I don't know if this camera can pick it up, but like the one in the center right there, you can see half of his color is coming back and half is dull. And then same for this one down here, half of the colors, like not half, but like 1/4 of the colors coming back, and then the rest is dull. So I think they're definitely recovering. The guys that are staying on the rocks right here, if you look at the tips, they're getting coloration back, so hopefully it like gets color back downwards towards the entire body. But these guys have been staying. These guys were not happy for some reason, so I put them in the bowls. Hopefully they feel secured and they just stay in place, and then I can just kind of mix up my reef roids or reef chili and target feed them every other day or so until they fully recover. But yeah, I'm stepping back so you guys can see the entire tank. I don't see any droopy or like anemones with gaping mouths or anything like that. That's a sign of a sick anemone. They're all about, and then sometimes I don't even see them. Like this guy right here, he's getting close to the bottom and I see his foot all puffed up. I can totally grab him right now and put him into one of these two bowls right here that I have open, so we can keep an eye on him. If I leave him like this, there's a possibility that he's gonna go all the way under the gravel filter. So let me see. I'm gonna try to stick my arm in there and show you guys how easy it is to grab them when they're moving. When they're not moving and their feet is totally attached to the rock, it's really hard to pick them up, and you risk a chance of kind of ripping them. But this one, I see his foot's all puffy, so he's like on the, that's a sign that he's on the move. So I'm gonna try to grab him with one of my free arms right here, and we'll put him into the bowl so you guys can see live action. See, that was so easy to grab him because his foot is puffed up and he's like kind of moving because it's puffed up, and he's just moving like 1 centimeter a second or something like that. But we're gonna grab him, and then I have him in my hand right here. It doesn't sting me, but then I feel like behind your arms like this right here, if the anemone touched you there, you can get stung. But when I'm grabbing him like this, I'm not getting stung at all. And then I'm gonna put him in here, into the bowl. Hopefully he settles in, and then we can target feed him. You can see the guy next to him, he's trying to get out, so we're gonna keep an eye on him to see what happens. But that's how I get the anemones. I'm not like fighting them or trying to rip them off the rocks. It's just waiting for a moment of opportunity when they're on the move, so you could just scoop them up and then throw them in real quick. So we got that guy in, and he looks like he's settling in right there real quick. But look at this guy right here, he's trying to crawl out. At times I notice that they'll do circles because they don't understand that glass lip right there, so they're gonna do circles and then give up and kind of settle in. The worst thing that could happen is that they're so weak that they'll flip upside down and they can't unflip themselves, and then kind of end up smothering themselves and kind of melting away that way. But this guy looks pretty healthy. He's getting his coloration back, so I'm not too worried. We'll just keep an eye out to make sure that he doesn't get out of the bowl, and if he does, we'll just kind of reset them and then put them into another bowl. But yeah guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to update you guys with today with the tank. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to look out for the next upcoming videos with this tank. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.